Hey YouTube family, welcome back again to our another video of How Hacker Hacked series. So in this video we are going to discuss another hacking part of Mr. Robot TV series. So here we'll be going to talk about how Elliot hacked the email server. So let's roll out the intro. So this is scene from Mr. Robot TV series, season 1 episode 2, in which Elliot Edson hacked into the email server owned by the Hughes Corporation by exploiting a vulnerability called CellSock. So this is what we are going to discuss on all those things in this video. So and this is his desktop screen. So this is the payload he used, but what is really doing? Why he is using wget bincat etc password? So well, that doesn't seems like something related to the email servers. To understand how Elliot hacked into the email server, you have to know some basic stuff. First, cell. So basically a cell is a computer program that exposes the operating system service to a human user or other program. It is a link between the user and the operating system. SH is a programming language described by the POSIX standard, which is command. Another thing is bash. So bash is a Unix shell and command language. So the difference between bash and shell SH is the bash has more features than SH, and bash is also user friendly. Third is environment variable. Environment variable are variables in your systems that describes your environment, like a global variable in C++ program that can access by other functions. So environment variable can be accessible by the process run in the environment. $env command list all the environment variable. So you can learn more about env by environment variable from the internet as well. So we can also use the function the environment variable. When called, it will be execute the command inside it, where 1 equals to bracket echo 1. But in older version of bash, strings after the semicolon were considered commands. So this lead to the situations where commands after the semicolon get executed at the time of initialization without even calling the variable. So this was considered as a feature for a long time, because why would anyone will be right mind allow strangers to set environment variable? But this changes when we started using the cells to provide dynamic content on the web instead of just displaying static HTML pages. Another thing that we need to know is Apache CGI. So CGI means Common Gateway Interface. So this defines a way for a web servers to interact with the external content generating programs, which are often referred to as CGI program or CGI script. So it will be a simple way to put dynamic content on a website using whatever program language you are most familiar with. You can read it on the internet as well. So the script looks something like that one. This script execute whenever the page is required. So this all happens inside the bash, which means we have a scenario chance to exploit that vulnerability in bash. So before framework like Node, Flask were popular, this type of dynamic content was used widely. So by using this vulnerability, one could have hacked into the lot of companies. So now let's dig deeper into the payload used. So this is a payload that you can see on screen. First, wget. So this just send the HTTP request and save the response to a file. Content type. So this is which format you want to respond to be. Third, cat min etc password. So this is to get the password file, which has all the information about users such as username, UID, GID, etc. And this is the other payload. So this is used in the exploit. You could see it is very similar to the payload used in the movie, but here the motive is to get a cell in the target machine and at last become elite. So now you have learned what CellSock vulnerability is and how to exploit it. So this is the time to get your hand at. So I hope you are not going to perform all those things in practical manner. So let's see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.